Please explain in detail about AP environmental science on energy, such as energy concepts, nuclear, hydropower, fire, wind, solar, etc. AP environmental science on energy, pros and cons. Energy is a fundamental concept in the AP environmental science curriculum, and students are expected to understand different types of energy sources, their applications, and their environmental impacts. This article will discuss the pros and cons of various energy sources, including nuclear, hydropower, fire, wind, and solar. 1. Nuclear energy. Pros. 1. High energy density. Nuclear energy has a high energy density, meaning that a small amount of nuclear fuel can produce a large amount of energy. 2. Low greenhouse gas emissions. Nuclear power plants produce minimal greenhouse gas emissions, making it an environmentally friendly alternative to fossil fuels. 3. Reliability. Nuclear power plants can provide a continuous, reliable source of energy, unlike some renewable sources that depend on environmental conditions. Cons. 1. Radioactive waste. The byproduct of nuclear energy production is radioactive waste, which is hazardous and requires long-term storage and management. 2. High initial costs. Building a nuclear power plant requires significant capital investment and a long construction period. 3. Public concerns. Nuclear energy is often associated with safety concerns and public opposition due to incidents like the Chernobyl and Fukushima disasters. 2. Hydropower. Pros. 1. Renewable resource. Hydropower is a renewable resource, as it relies on the natural water cycle and can be replenished continuously. 2. Low emissions. Hydropower produces minimal greenhouse gas emissions and air pollution when compared to fossil fuels. 3. Energy storage. Pumped storage hydropower facilities can store energy for later use, providing a valuable resource for grid management. Cons. 1. Environmental impacts. The construction of dams for hydropower can have significant environmental impacts, including habitat destruction, altered water flow, and the displacement of local communities. 2. Limited availability. Hydropower potential is limited to locations with suitable water resources, which may not be evenly distributed globally. 3. Seasonal fluctuations. Hydropower generation can be affected by seasonal changes in water flow, making it less reliable in certain regions and during specific times of the year. 3. Fire. Biomass. Pros. 1. Carbon neutral. When biomass is burned for energy, it releases CO2 that was previously absorbed by plants during their growth, making it a carbon neutral process. 2. Waste reduction. Biomass can be sourced from waste materials, such as agricultural residues or forestry byproducts, reducing waste and promoting resource efficiency. 3. Energy security. Biomass can be produced domestically, decreasing dependence on foreign energy sources. Cons. 1. Deforestation. Unsustainable biomass production can lead to deforestation and habitat destruction, exacerbating climate change and biodiversity loss. 2. Air pollution. Burning biomass can produce air pollutants, such as particulate matter and nitrogen oxides, which can have negative effects on human health. 3. Land use competition. Large-scale biomass production can compete with land for food production, potentially exacerbating food security issues. 4. Wind energy. Pros. 1. Renewable resource. Wind is an abundant and renewable resource that can be harnessed for energy generation. 2. Low emissions. Wind energy produces no greenhouse gas emissions or air pollution during operation, making it environmentally friendly. 3. Decreasing costs. Technological advancements and economies of scale have led to a decrease in the cost of wind energy production. Cons. 1. Intermittency. Wind energy is dependent on wind conditions and is therefore an intermittent resource, which can make it challenging to integrate into the grid. 2. Aesthetic and noise concerns. Wind turbines can be seen as visually intrusive, and their operation can generate noise, leading to public opposition in some areas. 3. Wildlife impacts. Wind turbines can pose a risk to birds and bats through collisions, and their construction can cause habitat disruption. 5. Solar energy. Pros. 1. Abundant resource. Solar energy is an abundant and inexhaustible resource, with the potential to meet global energy needs many times over. 2. Low emissions. Solar energy systems produce minimal greenhouse gas emissions and air pollution, making them an environmentally friendly option. 3. Decentralized generation. Solar panels can be installed on rooftops or other unused spaces, allowing for decentralized energy generation and reducing the need for extensive transmission infrastructure. Cons. 1. Intermittency. Solar energy production is dependent on sunlight, making it an intermittent resource that is not available during nighttime or cloudy conditions. 2. High initial costs. Solar energy systems have high upfront costs, although these have been decreasing over time due to technological advancements and economies of scale. 3. Land use. Large-scale solar power plants can require significant land area, which may compete with other land uses, such as agriculture or conservation. In conclusion, each energy source discussed in the AP Environmental Science curriculum has its unique set of advantages and disadvantages. It is essential to carefully consider the environmental, economic, and social impacts of each energy source in order to develop a sustainable and resilient energy system for the future. The key is to strike a balance between utilizing different energy sources and minimizing their negative effects, while maximizing the benefits they provide. This can be achieved through a combination of technological innovations, policy interventions, and public awareness efforts to promote energy conservation and efficiency.